Today we're talking about what might be Australian motorsport's most insane racing series, and it's none of the ones you're thinking of. In global motorsports, it is hard to find a country more passionate about their motorsports than Australia. The Australians pretty much race everything under the sun. You have open wheel racing, you have sports car racing, you have whatever this is, and you have the McDaddy of Australian motorsports, the V8 Supercar Series. However, today we're not talking about any of those types of motorsports. In fact, we're talking about something a little bit smaller. But before we get into any of that, if you've ever been interested into the inner workings of Australian motorsport, then boy do I have some good news for you. On this week's live show, December the 3rd, if you live in the United States, at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have some relatively heavy hitters in the world of Australian motorsports on our show. It is definitely a show you are not going to want to miss, so mark your calendars and we'll see you there. Today we're talking about the Aussie Racecars Super Series, and the first thing you think of when you look at these cars is, oh, look at the little thing. And with all due apologies to all of my Australian brethren, I am not talking down to it, because don't let the diminutive size of these cars fool you. These are serious pieces of kit. They have engines that rev past 11,000 RPM, and remember, these little cars are being driven by Australians, and they're different than the rest of us. Now, the cars all share a spec tube-frame chassis with fully adjustable suspension, and they all use the same 1.3-liter four-cylinder engines. As for the bodywork, you can choose from pretty much anything you want, it seems like, although the website says there's 7 different manufacturer body styles to choose from. So that means you can have little Mustangs versus little Camaros and a whole mess of other stuff as well. Now, this is all done to give the series sort of its unique flavor while also keeping costs as low as possible. Don't get me wrong, pretty much all forms of motorsports aren't exactly cheap. However, the less expensive you make a particular series, the more appealing to more people it is to actually enter and drive in it. And again, you have to consider these are small cars. They may have small engines with small power outputs. However, I challenge you, go find any person who's driven a race car that has an engine with a 5-digit red line, and they will tell you just how amazing and fun that particular race car is. And that's exactly what these things are. They're designed around getting into motorsports at a grassroots level while driving a machine that's not only fun, but a lot faster than you might realize. In fact, a lot of drivers who have driven in the Australian V8 Supercar Series, who have driven an Aussie racing car, have pretty much all said the same thing in how much nicer these little cars are to drive than their full-fledged V8 Supercar. And the current king of the lunatics who drive these things is Cody Garland, who just won his second Aussie Racing Cars Championship this year.